Howdo everyone, and welcome back to Royville in 4-color one-shot. My name is Stefan, and this is a pretty big issue that we got going on for you. The culmination of, I think, a very, very big plot. And then, without further ado, let's get into it. This is Justice League Dark number 12 of the second volume. Title, Chaos Reigns, and we see a really good picture here. You'll see it again a little later on. So, what happens in this issue is nothing short of titanic. It starts a few months ago where Wonder Woman is showing the rest of the Justice League the basement. Yep, the basement of the Hall of Justice. And it's kind of funny because the Flash never knew there was a basement. Batman, did you know there was a basement? Yes. Of course you knew there was a basement. And it's just kind of funny to see the Flash kind of marveling at everything down there. We have a dragon in the basement? How did I not know this? Does everyone know this? Yeah. Kind of funny. So they all start to kind of coalesce and wonder why Wonder Woman drew them all here, and to kind of see what's going on. But before any of that is revealed, we switch to the Empire of Core, where all of or most of the magic using / entities of the DC universe are. And if you remember from our last video one shot, trying to figure out if they are going to take the deal, basically lose all of their magic power and just live their lives as immortal. And we see that there are many individuals lined up to take the bargain from Naboo and Sister Symmetry. One of those individuals is Khalid, the apprentice of Dr. Fate. And Naboo is taken aback by this, but Khalid says, "No, I want this. I don't want to remember all your lies that you told me. You are a phony, and I hate you," basically. As this is going on, as some others, Jason Blood, now an elderly man, and Swamp Thing and Bobo are discussing what to do next, and those taking on the deal, we see a huge crack of lightning. And then we realize, as it is said, chaos is here. But let's now switch back to that meeting of the Justice League in the basement. Wonder Woman starts to discuss that she wants to create a magic league. And Martian Manhunter is all about it. He's like, yeah, sure, go ahead. The Flash, once again, kind of being the comic relief of this, is we can all create leagues? No one told me we could create leagues. Maybe there should be a Speed Force. No. But really, no. It was just a funny little thing. But everyone decides to agree on this, and they start to leave. But Batman hangs back and says, I don't know if this is a good idea. Why? Why, Bruce? We'll get to that later. We will go back to the Empire of Core, where there is a titanic battle going on between the now new Lords of Chaos. Yeah, right here. The new Lords of Chaos. I love these designs. Bobo is pretty much the same, only he is savage and ready to fight with his Sword of Night now imbued with a lot of magical energy. I really like this Swamp Thing and these almost neon ribs and his more darker complected because, obviously Chaos is dark, I guess, even though Wonder Woman's basically a shining white beacon. Anyway, so dark Chaos. And then Langstrom is kind of the same, only he looks a little bit more like a goblin. But yeah, really cool designs, and I liked him a lot. So there is a massive battle being waged by the Lords of Chaos and the Lords of Order. And the other Lords of Order return to basically aid Naboo and Sister Symmetry. So while all of this is going on, we come to find out in a little conversation between Khalid and Dr. Fate, while this is all happening, that Naboo wants Khalid to join them, maybe to kind of shift the tides of battle, but Khalid realizes that no, it's not that you want to win, it's that you don't want to fail. And if you do fail because you think you're going to fail, you're going to fail on your own terms. This is all what this is about. Naboo just wanting to know how he is going to lose. For a bad guy, I can understand, but to me, it's a pretty weak argument to destroy the universe, basically. But that gives Khalid an idea, and he grabs Jason Blood, and they go off as the battle continues. A lot of cool panels. There's a neat little thing about Langstrom going, I can see everything. What do I do, Zatanna? And she's like, break it. Break reality. That is what you need to do to take down the Lords of Order, because they're all about the order of reality. We need to break that. And while she is discussing that, she is taking the comic panels and wrapping them up. I thought that was kind of funny, as a little bit of a fourth wall break moment there, because they are total chaos at this moment. We do see Khalid start to draw those. He uses his magic and the magic of Jason Blood, and he's like, I am pulling those that are trapped in the helm to the forefront. You need to give me the time to draw them out of the helm. And there's a cool panel of, let's see here, Doctor Strange, Kent Nelson, Dr. Fate, and John Constantine being pulled out of the helm of fate, and Naboo basically freaking out. You cannot get these individuals out. And as they're being drawn out, we start to see that Naboo is losing the battle here. And kind of a cool, this whole book is full of cool sequences. We see Jason Blood knowing, I don't know, I can't remember if it was told to him or some mystic power or whatever, he turns to Zatanna. And in a few issues ago, Zatanna trapped the Demons 3. I'm like, how's this going to come? Well, guess what? It comes to fruition right now. He says, Zatanna, let me have the Demons 3 to add to our power. And as the Demons 3 are pulled out of Zatanna, Jason Blood becomes young again. And he starts to rhyme. Oh, it was such... I'll even show it to you here. It was such a cool scene as he's just coming out of the flames, rhyming, and they all start to grab Naboo, and he's just fighting, no, screaming as they are trapping him. As this is happening, the Lords of Order decide that, yeah, we're kind of getting our butts kicked here. We really didn't want to lose the battle, so we're gonna go now. Maybe next time, Nabby. But we're outie 5,000. Well, Sister Symmetry's like, no, you can't. We can turn the tide of battle. We can, let's please, let's figure this out. Don't go. Well, as she's doing that, Bobo, my man, Detective Chimp, comes up behind her and slams the Sword of Night into her cloak. which, if you remember, all the Lords of Order, their conscious, their minds are in these magical items. Those are what is allowing people to control the bodies that they are inhabiting. And he slams the sword of night into her cloak, thereby severing the connection. And we see a very confused Madame Xanadu coming out of the cloak. I thought that was really cool. I liked the instance of Bobo just slamming the sword of night, saying, "I got you now." So yeah, so the Lords of Order, besides Sinister Cemetery, the Lords of Order have abandoned Naboo to his fate. Abandoned Naboo to his fate, Dr. Fate. Is that symmetry? I don't know. However, as he is doing that, all of these magical beings, Kent Nelson says, "Okay, Khalid, do you remember your Merlin lessons?" And of course, Khalid says yes. So does Jason Blood. And Jason Blood, Phantom Stranger, Khalid, Kent Nelson, and my boy, John Constantine. Sorry, getting too excited about this. John Constantine all hold on to Naboo as powerful as they can, because at this point, Naboo is just a floating helm, the cape, and the gloves, screaming like, "You will not stop me. You think just because I don't have a body? No, I am power incarnate." Well, as they are doing their best to hold down the last Lord of Order that is on the field of battle, they yell out, "Zatanna, cast a spell." As she's a Lord of Chaos, she has all this magical power. Cast a spell to fully trap Naboo in the helm, so that the only way his magic can be used is if someone else draws it forth. So Naboo would basically be neutered. He'd be unable to do anything without someone controlling him. And obviously he does not want to do that, but Zatanna is able to cast a spell, and they win. The Lords of Chaos, the heroes, the Justice League Darkers, win the day. And with that power, the chaos just kind of floats off of the Justice League Dark Heroes. They are back to their original personifications. As this is happening, Kent says that, "Zatanna, this is your time. This is what Zatara, your father, has been training you for this whole time. Magic is now in flux. It is fully on the side of chaos, and reality is going to break apart. This is your moment. This is what your father trained you for. You need to shape that magic. Keep the imagination. Keep the wonder, but give it some order." Zatanna does not want to do that. This is what she has been fearing this whole time. She has her doubts in the power. She has her doubts in herself. She can't be the one to do this. Well, Khalid, looking around, I think it's either Khalid or it's Jason Blood, but I think it's Khalid. He looks around and, well, maybe somebody else should do it. Maybe somebody of wonder. And we see Wonder Woman in the background. Which brings us back to a few months ago where Diana is talking to Bruce. And I'm going to say Diana is talking to Bruce here because this is a conversation between two long-standing friends. And he is worried because magic exists in the dark, and it changes people. And he does not want that to happen to Diana. She says, but so then you're afraid. And he says, yes, of course I'm afraid. I'm afraid for you. I'm afraid of what could happen. And reality and magic are so intertwined. If magic is imagination, it is unbridled change. And there are many individuals, I think he says about 50 individuals on this planet that have the power to destroy the world through magic. And if we create a Justice League specifically designed to take them down, are we just instigating a fight? Do we really want to do that? And she says that, obviously, Bruce, we don't want to do that, but I was born of magic and myth. And it is my duty to defend that, to defend the story that we represent. The story, remember the story. Who writes the story? I love this callback with Tinian. Once again, I got right into it. I apologize. Again, this issue is with the Dream Team. Tinian, Martinez Bruno, Fernandez, and Anderson. I'm sorry, guys. I did not mention you in the beginning. Dream Team, again, ending the story. But it's once again about the story. Who's going to write the story? And she is part of that story. And I think that at that moment, she knows that she's doing everything right here. So we come to the last part, where the last page of this story, of this whole arc, I think. And Diana takes the Ruby of Life, all the power that is left that Mordru gave it, and says, anybody that, here, let me look at my notes here. Hear me everywhere this power radiates. And as you know, if you've if you've seen the last video, he put enough power into the ruby to rip the fabric of the universe. So everywhere this power radiates, hear me. We are the Justice League of the Dark, and we are here to protect you. And that's where the story ends. And oh my gosh, I'm getting chills right now. It was such a fun read. These 12 issues were so great. There was one hiccup I have to mention, and that was the crossover. And if you go back to that issue, yeah, you're going to understand why I didn't like it. However, this story, the writing, the art, and I gotta say, not just the penciler, but the colorist and the inker did so much for the atmosphere of this story, so much elevated this story. This is one that I will probably return to maybe a year from now, maybe a couple years from now. This was a very good read. But as you know, eventually I'm going to get through this whole series. So we'll see what happens next. They're the Justice League of the Dark, and they're here to protect you. What are they going to protect you against next time? Not sure. I did like, there's the little blurb at the end of the issue, just in the corner of the new Dr. Fate. So I am interested to see how that's going to go next issue. So, without any more fanfare, that was the first 12 issues of Justice League Dark, and I had a great time. I hope that you did watching these videos. If you did, please leave them down in the comments. If you like Justice League Dark or you like any of the characters, let me know, because they are quickly becoming, all of these characters are quickly becoming all of my favorites, even Wonder Woman. And I'm not that into Wonder Woman. Like I've said before, Big Barda is my number one gal in the Justice League. But, well, yeah, I guess she was kind of in the Justice League. We'll just say DC Universe. However, I really liked Wonder Woman in this. I really liked all of the characters in this. So, please comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, like this video, please. And until next time, keep reading. Thanks, everybody.